would like to call the February 10th, 2026 council meeting to order, and I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Dr. Lee.
Here.
Ms. Simmons. Here. Ms. Mapp. Here. Ms. Pendergast. Here. Dr. Wills.
Here.
Ms. Shanhoster.
Here.
We do have a quorum present. It is good to have everybody on the dais tonight, so we'll continue with the meeting. Please stand and join me in prayer and then the pledge. I have asked Pastor Barnes if he would render the prayer for tonight. Thank you, Pastor Barnes, for doing so.
For those who will, let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you today, God. We thank you for heaven and we thank you for earth. We thank you for your son Jesus that died that we might live. Father, you said that if there's two that touch and agree, you will be in the midst. God, and join our hearts today, God, that we might move you might elicit our leaders to move our community forward. These are trying times, God. Neighbor against neighbor, American against American. But God, you are still the same. You are still the same. And we thank you that you give our leaders courage and wisdom to move us towards peace, the peace that you desire us to have in your will. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The young man reciting it. All right. We do have one who has come to speak on public comments tonight. And as always, we always read the decorum of the night. And it reads, citizens wishing to speak during a city council work session must complete all areas of this form. If you do not sign up to speak prior to the start of this meeting, you will not have an opportunity to speak. Citizens are not allowed to speak openly during the meeting unless first recognized by the presiding officer, typically the mayor. When the presiding officer calls their name, citizens may speak for no more than 3 minutes. Citizens who attend the meeting as part of a group may not give their time to another member of the group. The presiding officer may stop the person from speaking if the remarks or gestures are profane, abusive, inflammatory, or otherwise offensive. Persons who refuse to stop speaking at the direction of the presiding officer may be escorted from the meeting by a law enforcement officer at the request of the presiding officer. A maximum of 5 citizens will be allowed to speak during any single meeting. Speaking opportunities are first come, first served. So first to speak tonight is Mr. Pastor Gregory Barnes. If you will come to the podium and state your name and address for the records.
Good evening. Gregory Barnes, 3736 Sussex Drive, Milledgeville, Georgia. And thank you all for giving me this opportunity. It's Art Healthy Festival time again, Art and Healthy Living Month, time again, April 2026. We are excited about this year. This is our 13th year. Moving forward, we have really ingrained ourselves into the community. Now, I know this is a new administration, so I just wanted to come and make sure I'm going to send all you new councilmen information about the Art Healthy Festival, the Art and Healthy Living Months, what our goals and objectives are, so that we can all be on one team. I do want to see if it's possible we can find a point of contact that I can kind of work through to make sure you guys get all the information you need and we can kind of get on one accord and just make sure April 2026 is as successful as it possibly can. I'm looking forward to 26, 27, and beyond. I think the festival tourism in Milledgeville is a great opportunity. It's a great economic driver, and I think we need to invest in it. And I think the Art Healthy Festival can be one of those investments. And if there are any questions?
Is it April the 11th?
April, the second Saturday is the festival, and the month is what we're going to be doing different classes from safety, technology. We're gonna introduce AI workshops, things of that nature. We want to really give people the opportunity in physical, emotional, financial health, as well as artistic creativity. I believe that's our way forward. I hope that answered that. So I not only the festival, but just be on the lookout for the whole month, of course, in partnership with the city, that we just continue to encourage and educate our community to be the best we can be. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Right. So we have two presentations that I would like to make tonight, and I'm gonna come around from the dais, and then I would like to invite Mr. Anthony Lanier III to join me up front.
Yes.
Listen, Mr. Lanier has done something wonderful, and we want to recognize him from the city of Milledgeville with a certificate of achievement, and it states it's presented to Anthony Lanier III for becoming a published author at the age of 7. Let's give him a hand. Anthony's book, Anthony the Platypus, First Day of Second Grade, shares his journey as an autistic child and the challenges he experiences in school and everyday life. He encourages kindness, understanding, and confidence in being yourself. We are so proud of your hard work and creativity. Keep dreaming, writing, and shining. As the mayor of the city of Milledgeville, I do hereby place my hand and cause this seal to be affixed on this 10th day of February 2026. And you have your own certificate, sir. Oh, wow. Let's go with that book. How about that? Yeah. Bill's not here tonight, but we do recognize him. Mom, you wanna get a picture of him with me?
Just their dad. Yes.
Oh, you about to go for us? Oh, wow.
Yes, and he signed it for me.
Oh,
Oh, all right, thank you.
Keep this, I hope.
The next presentation tonight is actually not from the city of Milledgeville, but it is an achievement award that back in
Mayor, can you go to the mic, please?
2019, I recognized at my first gala all of the women who had did and accomplished so many wonderful things. And so, you know how you have to do some house cleaning. When I got sick, my grandkids were cleaning and they found this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we never made this presentation. And so I want to make it tonight, and I hope everybody understand why I'm just presenting it now from 2019. But it's still good and it still looks the same. So I want to call Miss C.C. Sinclair to come up, please. I know a few of y'all remember this.
Yes.
Hers still looks good. Miss C.C., you were granted the humanitarian award. You were away. You couldn't be with us that night. But I think so much of all that you give back, how you give your heart to the Boys and Girls Club, how you and your husband put into this community, not just through the humanitarianism of looking out for others, But one thing for sure, the philanthropists that you all do, the work that you do here, and we greatly appreciate it here in our city. I appreciate you as the mayor of the city of Milledgeville, and I want you to know that as a woman standing on structure and on business, keep standing on it. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I just want to say a few words. First of all, I'm just so impressed with this young man, and as chair of the Boys and Girls Club of Baldwin and Jones County, first of all, I hope he's a member, and if he's not, he's welcome. And I just want a copy of that book. And we need to put it in our library. And I'm accepting this award on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club. And I'm going to take this as acknowledgement of the hope and the dreams and the work that we do all the time in helping this community and to raise another generation and generations to come of productive, educated, and responsible young people. So thank you very much.
You know, as a mayor, I do believe in recognizing all for their accomplishments. We have some outstanding people here in our community that pour back into this community. I tell people all the time, we have philanthropists here that if we just reach out to them, we can continue to build the city to higher heights. And that's what it's all about, continuing to build this city. All right, so you all have received a copy of January 27th, 2026 council meeting minutes. Are there any corrections or amendments that need to be made? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt the January 27th, 2026 council meeting minutes?
So moved.
All right, we have been motion and second. I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Dr. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells? Ms. Shinholster?
Aye.
The motion carries and the minutes are approved. Tonight on my comments, I believe we do have some recognitions as well. Get to that, please. I know we do have some recognitions. Are you doing those recognitions, Ms. Mills? I remember seeing them in my notes. Okay, you can go. So under my comments, I haven't had the opportunity to thank openly. Ms. Shinholster has been an outstanding mayor pro tem. And not only that, she is now the 6th District Vice President of the Georgia Municipal Association. I've been out of sync. And so that's a awesome obligation that she's decided to stand up for. Let's give her a hand. And she is vice chair of the regional commission. I think you still serving as treasurer there?
No, I moved up from treasurer to vice chair.
All right, vice chair. Listen, we're doing some great things. Strong women, working hard. Let's give her a hand for her hard work. Council, this could be you. You just got to work hard at it to fulfill the roles that we play with the Georgia Municipal Association and the Georgia Regional Commission. Thank you, Ms. Shinholster. I shared with you all that I had a couple more appointments that I need to make. However, I'm still working on those. I will have them by the next meeting for those that I didn't get to, which would be Ms. Mapp. Ms. Shinholster will be fulfilling something else, and then Ms. Simmons. So I'm still working on that. I want to make sure I put the right people with the right departments so that they can fulfill those job opportunities of working with the committees and moving forth with the departments. As I stated, I thought I saw some more comments, but Ms. Melville will make those comments, so I'm not going to prolong the time. So at this time, we will move to the city manager's report, and I will recognize Ms. Hilson Butts.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
I've sent you all, information regarding tonight's council meeting. Are there any questions about anything that's gonna be presented tonight? All right. I do like to highlight those that you all don't see at the council meeting, our staff and their accolades when they're doing something. And so, first of all, I would like to congratulate Miss Jackie Hewley. She's sitting right over there as our deputy city clerk. She was elected in January this year as the president of the Governmental Procurement Association of Georgia, also known as GPAG. So she's been working in that association for quite a while, and she's now moved up to president. So she's done her time and she's earned her keep there. So congratulations to you. Also, I was remiss I didn't do this in the last council meeting, but I want to recognize Major Link Boyer also because he was recently selected as the chairman of the Georgia State Intelligence Network, or GSIN. So he served on that board since 2022, and he's now been appointed as chairman as of January 2026. So congratulations to him as well. Our staff is doing great things. I don't know if he's here tonight. Yeah, there he goes. Okay.
Stand up back
All
there,
right.
Mr. Link. Let us see who you are.
There you go. And for me, I always like to acknowledge our employees that are out there working hard, doing the things that, you know, we see it as they're working, but, you know, we don't get to recognize them. So during the last several weeks with the weather events that we've had, I think that our Public Works Department, our Water and Sewer Department, and our Water and Sewer Maintenance Department have done an outstanding job in keeping the city going. We did experience some breaks, but it was not as bad as we anticipated, and they were very responsive. They did their best to make sure that people were out of water. If they were out of water, it was for as short a period of time as possible. So I always like to commend them because you don't see their faces, but they're always out there working hard for the city, and so I appreciate everything that they do. I think that's all I have, you all.
Well, she does not give her own self, she does not pat her own self on the back, but I'm gonna toot her horn. Miss Melba Henson is doing a outstanding.
Thank you.
And I always tell her we appreciate her. We do, we appreciate you.
Thank
You came right on in and you just started working.
Never stop working.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Just got a little bit more on your plate.
Crucial time in the city of Milledgeville, change of positions and brand new council. And with the exception of Dr. Well, all females.
Are you saying I messed it up, Madam Mayor?
No.
You know I love you, Dr. Wells. I can't go there. All right, so we will now move to old business tonight, which is a part of the agenda. We have 3 public hearings to conduct tonight, all of which relates to land use. The procedure for conducting all of the public hearings will be as follows. Once it has been determined that the public hearing has been properly posted and advertised, the clerk will read the proposed amendment to the Land Development Code. We will then hear a report from the Planning and Zoning Administrator, including the advisory decision of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Council will first hear from the applicant and anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the amendment. We will then hear from anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the amendment. If anyone speaks in opposition to the amendment, we will then give the applicant an opportunity for rebuttal, but the rebuttal must be limited to the points or issues raised by the opposition. We will then give the opposition the opportunity to speak in rebuttal. They too must limit comments to their points or issues raised. Please make sure that before you speak that you come to the podium and give your name and address for the record. Anyone wishing to speak on the matter is encouraged to do so, but comments must remain relevant, concise, and polite. The first public hearing is for the expansion of the city's central business commercial district. Madam Clerk, has this public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes.
I will ask the clerk to please read ordinance O-2504-07 by caption.
Ordinance O-2504-07, conduct a public hearing of an ordinance amending the Land Development Code to allow for amending the official zoning map so as to expand the Central Business Commercial District.
I'll recognize the zoning administrator. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Barnes, well, you done beat me up there.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The planning and zoning met on January 5th. The motion was to expand it to include the city blocks bordered by North Wilkinson Street, West and East Montgomery, North Elbert, East McIntosh, Floyd Griffin Street, as well as south to include the city blocks bordered by South Wilkinson Street, West Washington Street, South Wayne, and West Franklin. The reason for this motion is because we have a lot of city buildings downtown as far as lofts that don't have proper parking, and to alleviate that problem, this proposal was brought before the board, and the motion passed, all in favor. Any questions?
So, Mr. Barneswell, you said all the way to West Franklin. We couldn't stop at Washington. What causes us to go all the way to West Franklin?
I think that was something that Hank Griffin that came up with, I guess, for the expansion. I wasn't privy to the conversation as far as the reason why they did the expansion that way.
Okay. Any other questions? It would have been nice to probably stop at Washington. But nevertheless. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, I'll remind anyone who wishes to speak to come to the podium and state your name and address for the records. Is there anyone present who would like to speak in favor of this amendment?
And Mayor, this is a text amendment that the city proposed, so
Okay.
there's no applicant
Okay.
as such.
All right. So is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to the amendment, to the text amendment? All right. Hearing none, are there any questions or comments from the council? Okay, this concludes the presentation of evidence in the public hearing. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, I'll ask Madam Clerk to please call the roll.
Dr. Lee.
Aye.
Ms. Simmons. Aye. Ms. Mapp. Aye. Ms. Pendergast. Aye. Dr. Wells.
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
All right, the motion is approved. Madam Clerk, has this, let me go back. The second public hearing is for 195 Robertson Mill Road. Madam Clerk, has this public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll ask the clerk to read ordinance O-2512-20 by caption.
Ordinance O-2512-20, conduct a public hearing of an ordinance amending the Land Development Code to allow for a special use of property located at 195 Robertson Mill Road. This property is currently owned by Eric Walter and Carla Walter Family Revocable Trust and is zoned CC Community Commercial. The applicant desires a special use for a used car sales lot.
All right, I recognize Mr. Barneswell, our zoning administrator.
This issue was also brought before the board on January 5th. The lot met all the minimum setbacks, and Mr. Walters stated that there'd be a maximum of 26 cars at one time, and the maximum would be between 40 and 50 cars. The motion passed, all in favor. You have my time to Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Barneswell. I remind anyone who wishes to speak to come to the podium and state your name and address for the records. Hearing that there's no one to speak, is there anyone to speak in opposition to the
Mayor, we
amendment?
need to hear from the applicant. If the applicant is here, we need to hear from the
Well, I
applicant.
just asked was,
Right. Okay, well then I guess I'll get up as the applicant. You said name, my name is Adam Shields, address is 311 Pebble Hollow. I'm a real estate agent. I did work as a representative for Eric and Carla Walter and their trust. We do have a contract to sell the property. The person interested in purchasing the property is the one that wanted to see if the special use would be permitted so that it could be a used car lot.
Any questions from the dais?
Yes. Is there an adjacent business next door across from this lot?
So this is the lot that actually comes between like the beverage depot and that commercial, not commercial, but there's a small strip mall that's right there beside it. It's kind of that wedge that cuts in between those, and as well as there's 2 lots that wrap around behind it, but currently nothing on that.
Yep. Yep.
I have a question.
Sure.
You're a used car lot,
Yes.
but you're kind of gonna be locked in because you don't have access from Robertson Mill Road?
Right. So the point of entry would be from the road that splits between Dollar General and the beverage store there. But yeah, we would not have access to Robertson Mill from there.
Did you
And-
guys? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna ask, no, is that a private road?
I believe it's public.
Private drive?
It's city road.
The city, the
Yeah.
city has never been deeded that road. We don't have that
That's
road.
the road for the building.
It has a name, but roads have to be, when they're developed, they have to be deeded over to the city.
Right.
For us to claim it as a road, and it has never happened, so. I know the reason why I said there's a huge hole in there, cause when people, and it will need to be paved, but we don't want anyone to open up a business there and expect the city to maintain that road, because it has never been deeded over to us.
Understood.
So I wanted to make that clear, so you can make that clear to whoever's purchasing the property.
I will do so.
Ms. Shinholster, there's the road that will be located behind that
That
property?
goes behind Dollar
The
General.
little small, okay.
That
That's
little small
the-
road.
have the map.
You can see it on the map behind you.
We have so many instances of that with another piece of property that's in Milledgeville that has holes in it, and they always expect that, just because it has a name, it's a city street, but that one is not, and just want to make sure that you understand that.
Okay.
Any other questions for me?
Did you have that?
So you make sure you let your clients know that, put it in your disclosure, whatever, that the city of Milledgeville does not.
And let me ask, on that property, what was the total amount of vehicles?
Well, I could secede to the person that would be building the lot. Would that be helpful?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
I'll
need
do
to
that.
know.
This is Ashley Spires.
Hello, I'm Ashley Spires. I'm at 148 Bombay. Typically, I've had a lot here in Milledgeville for the past 18 years. Typically, most part of the year, we run 12 to 15 cars out front. And then as seasonal demands increase, we will run upwards of 35 to 40 usually at the most. And that's only for a short period of time.
So you saying 40 max at some point?
I'm sorry.
You're saying 40 max at some point, up
That's-
to?
I can't remember a time in the past 18 years I've had more than 40 at where I'm at now, and I'm not looking to expand to get more room. I'm looking to expand to get a little bit nicer facility.
Where's your,
I'm on 441 in between Simmons Ice Machine and the
okay.
the old Piggly Wiggly.
That's where you currently are.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Or
yeah.
Spires.
Spires.
Yeah.
It was Gaza, right?
No, he's
Okay.
only been there a few years. I've been since '07.
Okay, okay, I'm with you.
I'm right across from Tony.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay.
Right across from Tony.
Up above it. All right.
Where Trey used to be.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Mayor, I have a question for Mr. Jordan about the proposal. Mr. Jordan, given the fact that that road does not belong to the city, and we are licensing and we are amending this code to allow for such, is there any kind of liability to the city? Just say if a car comes through there, hits that hole that Ms. Shinholster's talking about, throws that front end off, is there a liability back to the city because we did this and that is not a public road?
There would not be any liability per se for the city. Every business is to have an access to a public street. so I don't know what the arrangement is as far as the owners of that drive, okay, because that's basically what it is. But from the city standpoint, we are approving it with the full knowledge and understanding of the applicant that that is not a city drive, those roads have never been dedicated to the city, probably due to whatever was going on with the assisted living or what was taking place on the corner there.
Yeah, I got you.
They were responsible for all of that.
Did they still own that street?
I do not know who owns that street, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'm assuming that they do. I can find out.
Okay, because I'm going back to the comment that you made about every business in the city has to have access to a public street.
That is correct.
So this business would not, in the event that the owners, I'm not against the proposal,
understand.
I'm just
No, it's
concerned about
Good question.
that.
No, it's, we,
Right, because I mean, you can imagine somebody drive a used car off the lot and run into that hole, and you know, they always want to blame the city for it. That's why I want to make sure that I say that. But it would have to be properly graded and asphalted or
Built.
what, and built and
Yeah,
then turned over to the city.
probably the bigger concern from the property owner standpoint would be if the people that own the roadway decided they weren't gonna let anybody traverse that
Right,
road.
that's true, hadn't thought about that.
And probably, I don't know whether GDOT would allow, or whether there's even room for a deacceleration lane coming off of Robinson Mill Road to access that property.
Is, and I'm talking to Mr. Spires then, is there a possibility that we can find out this information before we proceed? I'm kind of looking out for
Right,
your help
right, I understand.
and the city's.
So the road at the red light, who has that road? Because obviously Dollar General uses it, and the Beverage Depot uses it.
You talking about the one that goes between them?
That's a DOT, that's
That's-
DOT.
that is-
DOT.
And those businesses had a cut right there because that was where that road turned and they had an opening, so they paved their way on both sides. But then the
back,
one on
right.
the corner, the
Right.
one that needed the way through. So they came from that drive
Yeah,
extension.
I'm not sure even that road is a public street.
It
Right,
is
we're looking
not.
It's obviously, Dollar General and the Beverage Depot, have access to it, and I don't know if that part of it is actually
Right.
owned by them.
When DOT finished it, they just finished, you know how they'll finish it and cut it
Right.
like that. So when those businesses came, they paved up to
That's
where
probably true.
DOT stopped it on both sides. So it was, the road was done by someone else.
But Dr. Wells, to answer your question, if council were to so choose, you could table this matter until the next meeting of city council, and we could find the answers. And of course, I'm assuming the property owner's gonna wanna know the answers, or the potential property owner. But we could also take a look at it. And this came up earlier today because some questions were raised about whether those streets, I don't even think anybody's ever attempted to dedicate those roads to the city. And,
Well, and that's good information to have, Mr. Jordan. Just to further clarify, I'm glad that somebody wants that property back there because, and I mean no disrespect or harm to the property owners, because I
Sure.
love property owners. But I can tell you from the standpoint of litter control, it's horrid back there. So if we can get somebody like this gentleman here with a car lot back there, you know people are not gonna buy his cars if it's on a filthy lot, so I know he will take care of that problem. However, I would not wanna get anybody's hopes up if all of a sudden the property owner who owns that road does not give them the right to ingress or egress. And then that ends up becoming an issue for the city. And I am not here to torpedo
No,
your plan.
we understand.
At all. But I'm just, Ms. Shinholster and I had an opportunity to talk about a road that I complained about a lot, and she informed me that it's not a public thoroughfare. And so I no longer complain because the city can't do anything about it. But at the same time, I just want to make sure that if we consent to something like this, that it is done with all available information on this dais.
Sure.
Is that fair enough? I mean, because I think they deserve to know too.
Yeah. And it could be that they were not informed, so.
Right. Well, it's got a 60-foot right of way on it, so someone has control of it. We just have to find out who. Right.
And that may solve all of our problems.
Right.
So, Mayor, what that would entail, if that is the wishes of council, would be for someone to make a motion to table this to our next meeting, and second, and then voting on the motion to table.
I make a motion that we table it for our next meeting.
I'll second it.
All right, so it's been properly. So there again, going through this process, we would have had somebody come up and speak in opposition, but due to, it's been asked to, be second, motion and second to table it to get further information. Mr. Spires, you know, no, you're welcome to sit down. I just wanted to stress, you know, I think that's a good move on council's part, that we start to do this. We start to be more intuitive to knowing that, hey, let's make sure the realtors know what they're doing. Let's make sure the property owners purchasing these properties know what they're getting and what their rights and stuff are, so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's been
I just wanna make sure it's okay with him, too,
Okay.
because he may be on a time base.
No, I'm fine.
Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I think we're fine with that.
Okay, so the plan is you're gonna go back and get additional information in reference to the road going to the area where you're trying to put your business.
Yes, ma'am. To find out the
Just wanna make sure
ingress,
we're all on
egress.
the same
Yes, ma'am. To
page.
find the ingress, egress.
Okay.
It's gotta have some deeded access somewhere.
Okay.
Or you can't split, it couldn't be subdivided if it didn't have access.
right.
So it has to be accessible, but who owns the access?
So, Mr. Jordan, are you gonna recommend that our planning and zoning administration also do their homework on our side to make sure we know just as well as they know?
Yeah, we're gonna look at it.
Okay, thank
We're
you.
gonna have somebody, look at the title
Okay.
and all.
And is there any renderings on what this build out will look like?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I have, well, a basic rendering. You wanna see what I brought there? So just a small structure. Let me make sure I'm right. Okay,
What's the
So
size of that lot?
the lot's a little over an acre,
Okay.
and it goes all the way into here.
Uh-huh.
I didn't wanna get into the disturbance of where the trees are. So this is the actual open section of it now. This is a 2,400 square foot building. Around it is concrete. And so that shows the access off of Shepherd, but obviously we have to determine that, to determine whether or not we're gonna use it this way or not. But it would be, you know, cars here, where your right of way ends here. So the cars would be here, in line with their parking lot, basically.
2,400 square feet. I'm kind of worried about the congestion of that lot and the business of Robertson Mill Road. But we'll speak on that later.
Okay,
Thank you for showing me.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Stiles, and thank you for your patience and working with us on that.
And
Dr. Williams?
this is on the motion to table.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp? Aye. Ms. Pendergast? Aye. Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye.
All right, so it's been properly motion and second to table to the next meeting for information purposes. So that concludes the presentation of evidence on that public hearing. I will ask the clerk to read, oh, this is the last public hearing. It's for 261 Mobley Road. Madam Clerk, has the public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes.
I will ask the clerk to read ordinance O-2512-21.
Ordinance 2512-21, conduct a public hearing of an ordinance amending the land development code to allow for rezoning of property located at 261 Mobley Road, to allow for an automated repair shop and embroidery business. Property is owned by Elizabeth Martin, Alice Mar LLC. Applicant wishes to have property rezoned from OI Office Institutional to CC Community Commercial.
All right, so at this time, I recognize the zoning administrator, Mr. Barnes, will come forth again.
I just want to say real quick on the last matter that I'll plan on getting with Mr. Jordan sometime this week to address that. This also met on January 5th. Miss Elizabeth Martin, 261 Mobley Road. That's the old Central Fire Department. On a personal note, I used to work here for about 5 years at Central State, so I'm glad somebody's coming through and trying to repurpose this. It passed, all in favor. I see trying to put an auto repair shop and an embroidery shop in the back. There's 2 buildings on that property. The back would be an embroidery shop, and it passed, all in favor. Any questions? Okay, I'll give my time to Ms. Martin.
So she's already on her way up. Ms. Martin.
Hello, everybody.
Elizabeth Martin, 177 Pettigrew Road, Milledgeville. It's my husband, Alan Martin. We have owned an automotive repair shop that services Milledgeville for the last 40-plus years. We began business in 1983. We've spent the last 25 years over on Barrows Ferry Road. And buying this building, which we did 2 days before Thanksgiving, is our way of being able to continue our business for the decades to come. So we're really looking forward to doing that. The business should be quiet because we do fleet vehicles. What that means is if you have, let's say, a state vehicle and it breaks down, they have a third party that sends them to approved mechanic shops. We are one of those shops. They bring the vehicle in, we repair it, and it immediately goes out. We don't have cars piled up. We only have a few cars in at a time because we do fleet vehicles. We don't have to keep them on the lot. Our goal is to get each business moving because they need their vehicles on the road. The utilities there, are already set up. They're adequate for our use. We've got internet, Wi-Fi, water. What else can you think?
Actually, we're ready to go.
We're excited. We've been on hold for a while. Like I said, we've been in business for 40-plus years, so being down for these several months while we've been waiting to get rezoned is like, we need to get back to work.
Trying to say we hadn't been able to do anything for about 6 months now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like we're waiting for zoning, waiting for the certificate of occupancy, and plus we get to save a building at Central State Hospital. It's a really cool building. So we've been cleaning it up, about to put a new roof on it. We're waiting for the weather to clear up so we can, the roofers can come in. And so, any questions for me? My husband.
Y'all see why I let the boss speak.
Well,
I
I'm glad
wanna
to know
say-
you all be doing some embroidery. Love that.
My retirement business.
And I want to say thank you all just for even just taking a building out there on Central State campus. We greatly appreciate that and continuing to keep that on the tax digest, and so we appreciate that.
Remind me.
But we thank you for it.
Like I say, we're a quiet business. We're used to being in an area. We've always had like the kids come get air for their bike tires, things like that. So we're community driven.
Thank you. Any questions from the dais? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Right. So is there anyone present who would like to speak in opposition to this amendment? Yes, all right. Hearing none, are there any questions or comments from the council?
I don't have any.
There being none, this concludes the presentation of evidence in the public hearing. Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor, I move that we accept the findings of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Second.
Been properly motion and second. Please call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Dr. Lee.
Aye.
Ms. Simmons.
Aye.
Ms. Mapp.
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast.
Aye.
Dr. Wells.
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
All right, you can go to work. That concludes our public hearing for land use this evening. We will now move to new business, part of the agenda tonight. I will ask the clerk to read ordinance O-2602-02 by caption as a first read.
Ordinance O-2602-02. Conduct a first read of an ordinance amending the Land Development Code to allow for rezoning of property located at 900 Barrows Ferry Road, map 080, parcel 110B. Property is owned by John Swartz, Swartz Tools LLC. An applicant wishes to rezone from R2 to CC to allow for a vehicle repair and maintenance service or other low-impact commercial use.
Sorry. All right, this is the first read of this ordinance, and I am referring it to the Planning and Zoning Commission. I will ask the clerk to read ordinance O-2602-10 by caption as a first read.
Ordinance 0-2602-10, an ordinance to amend the 2025-2026 fiscal year annual operating budget.
All right, as referenced, this is a first read, but based on the request made by the city manager's report, the chair would entertain a motion to suspend the rules to adopt the ordinance with one reading. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
All right, we've been properly motioned and second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Who's second? I'm sorry. Ms. Simmons. Dr. Lee.
Aye.
Ms. Simmons.
Aye.
Ms. Mapp.
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast.
Aye.
Dr. Wells.
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
All right, it's been approved. Now that we have suspended the rules, is there a motion to adopt the ordinance as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Been properly motioned and second. Is there any discussion? You adopted? Okay.
Usually we have a debit and a credit.
Oh, my apologies, my first time preparing one of those. I was trying to find some guidance on that.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
I mean, you know, just to
Yes.
make sure that we keep the budget balanced. We
Yes,
have
ma'am.
a debit and a credit.
we were trying to find an example on this. The total amount, I believe that increased on the budget, I can't subtract it here, but the total amount, that was an increase over the 6-month period because their insurance apparently went up as of January. The county already approved their portion. No, what I did here was to reflect what the new budget amount would be. The total amount of the insurance would be $2,931.36. That's gonna be over a period of 6 months.
So what you have to do is show where you're debiting and crediting, those exact amounts.
Duly noted, yes ma'am.
Thank you.
I can, revise this before y'all sign it if you need me to.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Details.
Yes.
No, thank you, because I was struggling trying to figure out how to present this to you, so that's
Okay.
Thank you. We didn't talk about that today.
Great job. Was there any discussions? I would ask the clerk to call the roll.
Dr. Lee.
Aye.
Ms. Simmons.
Aye.
Ms. Mapp.
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast. Dr. Wells.
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
All right, the budget amendment is adopted. I will ask the clerk to read Resolution R-2602-06 by caption.
Resolution R-2602-06, a resolution approving an amendment to the agreement between the City of Milledgeville, Georgia, and Tyler Technologies Incorporated, authorizing execution of the amendment and for other lawful purposes.
All right, you all have heard the resolution. Is there a motion to adopt?
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I will ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Dr. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye.
The resolution is adopted. We do not have any appointments or alcohol license applications to consider tonight. Is there a need to go into closed session, council?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Having not having a need to go into closed session tonight, this concludes the items on the agenda. Does anyone on council have any questions or comments?
Well, I was absent on the 27th, and I just want to tell the constituents that reached out to me because I wasn't feeling well. I thank you guys, and thank you to Jeff and Morgan for offering me soup. You guys are awesome. And Melba, I'm sorry you didn't get the email of my absence part of you coming in this meeting, but it was there, ma'am. But I appreciate you guys for really, really checking on me. Thank you.
All right.
Madam Mayor, I just want to make one announcement, and this is, I'm kind of switching hats a little bit on litter control here. So we have a couple of cleanups coming up for the city. One is on February 28th. Councilwoman Simmons is sponsoring one for District 2. KMBB will be supporting that. And on March the 28th, there will be a joint cleanup in District 5 of the county and District 6 of the city. It'll be sponsored by Commissioner Little and myself. So KMBB is, I don't have approval yet on if they're going to support that or not, but I know the KMBB chair and he's very persuasive. So we'll see. But I did want to say that our Earth Day celebration is coming up on the week of April 22nd. KMBB meets tomorrow at 2 to decide which day, the 18th or 25th, we are going to have as Saturday. So we'll be back asking for a proclamation, Madam Mayor. But at the same time, I wanted to encourage our city council members and our constituents that are out there to come and support these cleanups, and let's continue to move Milledgeville toward a cleaner environment. Like I told Ms. Shinholster many moons ago when I did a presentation, Milledgeville is a beautiful woman. She's just scarred in a couple of places.
Beautiful.
Count me
I
in,
like
Jeff.
that one. I like that one, Mr. Wells. And you said March what for the joint one?
The 28th, Saturday the 28th. So they're basically a month apart.
Trying to get me a day after my 60th birthday to get out here and clean up. Okay.
I don't believe you're 60 at all.
Okay. All right. So, any other comments? We're glad you're feeling better, Ms. Simmons, and back with us on the dais.
I will mention to you all, Mayor, that I think you all have expressed an interest of holding a
Work session.
Thank
Work
you.
session.
My mind went blank, a work session. So
Oh, yes. Right.
if everyone is good as that with that information, February 17th at 4:00 p.m. here at City Hall, we'll plan that work session to discuss some issues and bring our new council members up to speed with the current council members. So,
Be a little late. 17th, yeah.
yes, ma'am. Okay. Just
It's
want to make sure I put it out.
4:30?
Can we make it
4.
4 o'clock.
Okay. 4 o'clock.
Everyone's good with that date?
4 to 8.
Already
Did
have
we
it on
say
the
4 to
calendar.
8?
Gotcha. Great, thank you. We'll move forward with that then and advertise.
Okay. All right, everybody have that date etched on their calendar. All right, there's nothing else to discuss tonight. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Y'all be scared on that second, don't let it die. Been properly motioned and second, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Dr. Lee?
I mean, here.
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Ms. Mapp? Aye. Ms. Pendergast?
Do this, Jack.
Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.